Also, in the book, you mentioned that you create gurus and you do not create disciples.
Yes. I always tell people ask me, what is the difference between you and others, apart from you not sporting a beard or putting on a saffron robe or not seeking any kind of attitude. I said the biggest difference between me and others is that I do not create disciples, I create gurus.
Right.
And which is a fact. Anyone who has been interacting with me over a period of time, they have been speaking to me better than me. On the subject, I mean.
Right.
And I am quite open to be guided by my so-called disciples or students. And on many occasions, let me tell you, they have guided me.
Right.
In fact, if you want a story of that, I can narrate to you.
Yes, please.
I was going to take up an assignment with a very big shot in one state of India. And this disciple of mine, who is very good at meditation, I mentioned it to her casually. So she told me, you be careful, he will never pay you. I said, why? So she tells me that he is like a sweet box with no sweet inside. So
Okay.
when you are meditative, you get help, you get guidance.
Right. You create a spiritual family.
Yes, I have created a spiritual family which is geographically
Spread out across
spread
the world.
out, and I do not exercise any kind of rule or regulation that they must celebrate my birthday, they must send me gifts. I am like a friend to most people. And you know why am I like that? Because that is the only way I am happy. So I am true to myself. I enjoy my meditation. I enjoy my meditative activity. And I am deeply aware that it is God who is doing it and it is not me. And so I have no right whatsoever to lay any condition. So if you and I are interacting today, it is His wish. This is the way I look at this whole
Universe.
enterprise that is happening today. And I think if you cannot relax in life, then life is lost.
Yeah.
Then life is lost. See, if you are great for yourself. This is the point. Your greatness need not be thrust on others. Each one will pick up something or the other from you, depending on their possibility, depending on their interest, and depending on various things that happens in interaction.
Right.
And that is the way life has to move on. I can tell you another instance. There was a person who was working in my office, and I asked that lady, do you write poetry? She said, sir, why are you pulling my legs? I am such an ordinary person. So I said, here is the paper, here is the pencil, keep it in your purse. Sometimes you might feel like writing, do write. So the person after a couple of weeks comes back to me with a poem written in Marathi. And mind you, I do not know Marathi that well that I could write a poem and transmit it by some kind of invisible method to her. So meditation, so what happened when I told that to her, I was trying to build confidence into her. That you are also capable of doing many things which you have not done till today.
Right.
So when you become meditative, the word impossible goes away from your dictionary.
Right.
Okay? And you will do whatever has to be done.
Amazing.
And words come to you. I can tell you another incident which is very important. And I am not saying this because I handled that person tit for tat or something. I am telling you this to just tell you, to show you that meditation is a great enabler. Great enabler in any tricky situation. When my book was released by the former Prime Minister of India, Mr. Chandrasekhar, the workshop was also held at the same venue, Habitat Center, and the audience was very erudite. I had a sponsor there who had gathered a lot of intelligent people. They were professors from the universities of Delhi. There were some retired IAS officers and things like that. And the book was given in advance to those people who were participants at the workshop as a reading material or whatever you call it. And so this gentleman gets up and looks at my book very philosophically and asks me a question. He said, "Sir," he was very respectful. He said, "Sir, may I know what are your credentials for writing this book?" Now it's such a
It could be an insulting question.
yes, it is such a funny question, to put it very mildly. And mind you, I was not ruffled. I only told him very nicely, and the words came to me so effortlessly as if somebody else was speaking through me. He said, "Sir, the very fact that erudite people like you have come to hear me itself is my enabling qualification to write this book." He shut up, and thereafter he was like a very obedient student throughout the workshop.
Right.
So this kind of
Quick wit.
quick repartees come.
Yeah.
I can also tell you of another incident. It was in a workshop which I was conducting in Bombay for the Giants International. So after everything was over, I had explained the various things about meditation, the steps, everything, etc. And the practical part of meditation had to be demonstrated. And so that act was going on, and I put everybody into meditation, and then I normally take a review from each one, like what happened to them, etc. So when I took the review of the most important person in the audience that time, he was very honest. He said, "Sir, I didn't want to do meditation, but I do not know. Somebody came and hit me from the back and made me do meditation." I said, "It was not me for sure, because I am so far away from you." He said, "Sir, no, it was not you." So these kind of things also happen. So nature, before nature, we are like children.
Right.
Okay? And so nature has myriad ways of handling various situations. So meditation is like the ocean of knowledge in which you float, and there is fun there, there is comedy there,
Humor.
there is thrill there, there is muscular power there, there is
Everything.
it has all the enabling tools to make things happen in life.
Right.
So there is nothing that meditative energies cannot achieve, and I have seen it over the span of last 3 decades when I have been practicing meditation and interacting with people. And there are many occurrences where people have benefited in terms of illnesses being overcome. I do not wish to get into the details of it, because it cannot happen with everybody. It happens to few people.
Receptivity.
Why it happens, only God knows. So we must be very true and transparent and honest about it, that meditative energies are indeed healing energies, and they do carry out healing activity, but we should not be very much looking out only for that as a talking point. So meditative energy is like an encyclopedia of knowledge.
Right.
So it encompasses all branches of learning. So some people may be able to say something, some people may be able to soothe some person, some people may be able to help some people in some activity, and things like that.
Right.
In other words, it aids and abets every activity and every human endeavor, and tries to take it to the peak of excellence. That is the way I would look
When
at
are we
it.
going to have a session in Dubai with all of this insight?
I've had one session a couple of days back in Sharjah, and for me, I have no requirement. If there are people who are interested in meditation, all they need to do is to send me a mail on consultkkumar@gmail.com, assemble people and call me, and I will deliver. I don't even need a mic.
Fabulous. So I think we'll have you here more often.
Thank you very much.
And thank you very much for speaking to me. I think the session itself was such a, crash course in meditation, we should say. And more to come. I'm sure the book has so much more for people to offer. And we'd like you to sign the book, please.
Sure, with pleasure.
Thank you. And this is the book. So have a look at this book. It's available on Amazon.